Bismillah. Welcome to our third free session in which we will introduce to you how to handle the vocabulary in context questions, or let's say how to handle the vocabulary problem in the digital SAT and in any standardized test. First of all, we all know that we have vocabulary in context questions in all our tests. SAT, ACT, and EST. And we have to consider some points when we're dealing with these questions. First of all, the context clues. And these context clues are the types of words or adjectives or elements that can lead us to find the best answer. Transitions can be one of those context clues because they give us relationships, or they convey the relationships among the sentences. So you can rely on them to find the best answer based on these relationships. Also, the parts of a speech of the words that you need to find or to fill into the space in different questions that ask you about the vocabulary skills. So you need to focus a lot on the part of a speech for of the word that is required in the space, as well as the part of a speech of the word or words in the context around the required word. For example, if the space requires an adjective, so try to check the noun that this adjective describes, because actually some adjectives do not go with or are not consistent with certain nouns. Like the adjectives describing people cannot be put to describe or cannot be used to describe things or animals, for example. Also, the tone plays a very important role in our vocab in context questions. So you need to identify the tone of the various parts of the text, especially the one that has the blank, the space that you need to put the required vocab word in. So if the context is positive, so definitely we'll be eliminating any negative answer choice. And be careful, because sometimes SAT puts a negative word in the context that needs another negative word for you to have, or for you to end up having a positive meaning. Like when I say less profitable, means here I have the word less is negative, profitable is positive. So negative, positive will give me a negative tone. If I say less dangerous, this means I end up taking or having a positive meaning. Less dangerous can be meaning safe. Number 3, the type of the text and its focus. So the type of the text will make a big difference while I'm dealing with vocabulary in context questions. So if you're dealing with a scientific passage, the type of words used in this passage or such a passage will differ from the passage or the text that is literary, for example. Also, we have to bear in mind that the best answer should match the main idea of the text, emphasizing it. So it's very, very important when we're reading a certain passage to know the main idea of the text, the general idea, the tone, any relationships among the sentences, and our answer will end up being related to the main idea of the text. Also, punctuation will help you. If you have a colon, for example, so you get to know that this colon is like what comes after the colon will be an explanation or a definition or a list of what has been mentioned before the colon. Now, the main purpose of this session is to help you study vocabulary. How am I supposed to study vocabulary? Many students say that whenever they try to study vocabulary words, they end up forgetting these words. So, what is the best way to help you guys, remember or recall the meanings of SAT words or any standardized test words? Actually, there are different methods. There are different methods by which you can be studying the vocabulary words. You have to choose the way that appeals to you. You have to choose the way or the method that appeals to you, because all of you know that we are different. We learn in different ways. So you need to pick the way or the method that appeals to you in order not to feel bored while you're studying. So you need to search for the way that is that's going to be the most effective way for you as a learner. And a side note I need to emphasize here, please don't rely heavily on a ready-made list. Don't rely heavily on a ready-made list, because this ready-made list will not make any sense in terms of your memorization. Like you will not be able to link the words that you are studying from a list to something that you really read or something that you really worked on. The list that you can rely on is the list that you yourself made or wrote for yourself. Make your own list based on the following resources. So the kind of list that you can be relying on is the one that you yourself made. There are certain or several resources you can rely on to write your own list, to your own individualized list. The first resource is going to be the texts that you read while answering any test. Definitely, we all need to answer many questions in order to practice and get prepared for the actual trials. While you are getting prepared, while you are studying these texts and working on these questions, the different types of questions, the main idea questions, the main purpose questions, the textual evidence questions, the graph questions, you will be coming across certain words that you do not know, or that these words are not familiar to you. You have to read the text and write down the meaning of any new word. Okay, let's take a look. Here, for example, I'll go for test 1. After reading or while reading the first question, you might come across the word conjecture, and you might not know the meaning of conjecture. So you can select the word and search for its meaning. You will find the meaning of the word, how to pronounce it, and the definition, the synonyms of this word. You can just, take a copy all of that, or you can simply write that in your copybook. But since I want to be able to show you my copybook, I'll be showing you a presentation. Okay, I put this presentation is made by one of my very brilliant students. She grouped all the words that she didn't know and put them into this presentation. Some people don't like, dealing with computers or PowerPoints and so on. So you can simply pick the way that appeals to you. Okay, so she likes so much to have this PowerPoint decorated, as you can see. She put the word with the definition, the different options, and the synonyms. Or if you don't want all of that, you can simply select the word, and you can right-click and see the synonyms of this word. You can find estimation, guess, inference, speculations, surmise, and these are the synonyms of the word. In order to let the word stick in your mind, you can just write down a sentence of your own, in order to help you remember the meaning of the word in another context, in a simpler context, simpler than the one that you found in the test. Okay, so you can find this word. Also, let's go for you will find also this word offhand, impartial. You can find mandatory. You can just check the meaning of any of these words and put them into your copybook or your presentation the way you want. Mandatory means obligatory, required, and also you can do like that and see more synonyms here. Compulsory, okay, binding. And you can find an example either on online, or you can put it into your simple words, okay, in order to know that mandatory means obligatory, or required, or compulsory. Also, you will find here impartial. Impartial was one of the words that were in the exercise I sent to you today on the WhatsApp groups for you to answer. So impartial is an important SAT word, which means unbiased or fair or neutral. Also, we have seen the word offhand here, offhand, and you can, of course, check the meaning by doing that immediately, and you will find the meaning, different synonyms, the different parts of the speech of this word, and also you can choose the language, your mother tongue. You can have the meaning of this word in your mother tongue according to your own language. So this is one way that you guys can be studying vocabulary words. If this method works with you, so it's very fine. And even if it doesn't work with you 100%, you have to try doing it, at least, try doing it, because definitely you're gonna collect many words from the various tests you are solving, and these very tests are digital SAT ones, so you are taking the words, or the most important words, from their original source. The second method, you can be taken, or like learning new words from reliable books that offer vocabulary exercises for the words they present. They will present for you some words or important words related to SAT, ACT, and ECT, and EST, I mean. And these words are not listed only, no, they are listed and offered with their definitions and synonyms. and also some further examples with some exercises. So let me give you an example of these reliable books. This book, for example, this book, it's called New Sad Vocabulary Workbook. Okay, and if you scroll down, you will find that the words are listed in chapters, and each chapter is entitled by a very, very common word, a very easy word. Everyone knows what serious means. And under this word, under this title, you will find the types of words, or the words that are shown on the standardized tests and mean serious. For example, here the word serious can appear on the test in various ways or with other synonyms like earnest, like solemn, like zealous, like sober, like momentous. And you can have here some examples, some certain situations. They are put for you into context, and some exercises for you to answer. And at the end of the book, you will find the answers to these exercises or these questions. So lesson 2, they are listed in lessons. Lesson 2 is entitled Respectful, and you will find the different synonyms of this word listed to you here with their further meanings and further contexts, and you will find the exercises as well, and so on. You will find the word kind. Kind is very known to all of us. Kind can appear on the SAT as benevolent, endearing, and so on. You will find also altruistic, benign, compassionate. After you learn these words, guys, you can be listing them in your copybook. You can be writing kind, and then list the words that you knew that they are synonyms for this easy word, like benevolent, okay, like altruistic. And altruistic appeared in, a couple of times on digital SAT. Also benign. And be careful because G is silent, and compassionate, and so on. You can list them in your copybook or in your presentation, whatever you want, in order to refer to them whenever relevant. And you can put them even into a sentence of your own. Okay, so this is the second method. And you can put them into flashcards as well. You can put them into flashcards, and I'm gonna talk about that now. This was only one sample of a book that can help you. Also, before leaving this point, you can also rely on, this book, Erica. Erica has a complete section discussing or explaining for you how to handle the context in, vocabulary in context questions. And the book displayed the strategy, also, the book introduces for you the different transition words, because transition words are, as I told you, can be a very reliable context clues to find the right answer. Also, you can find something like parallel structure can be helpful a lot, because parallel structure simply refers to the fact that the constructions on either side of a transition you know, must match in a structure, must match in the tone, and so on. So this can be helpful to know the required word. Also, as I told you, the tone, the tone, the positive, the negative. And here Erica is stressing the point that I told you about: two negatives equal a positive. When I say less dangerous, this means it will give you a positive meaning. Let's see also, so you see the exercises and their explanations. This is very, very helpful. Also, you will find the book introducing to you certain words, certain important words that can be helpful to you. But as I told you, try to learn these words in a context. These are actually some of the very, very important words that appear a lot on the digital SAT, on the standardized tests in general. So try to make use of listing them or including them in your own list. Let's get back to our third resource. The third resource, and it is very interesting, and I sent you a link today for a simple exercise on one of the websites that I personally use in order to enhance my students' vocabulary. Interesting websites like the quizzes, and I'll tell you about another website that is very beneficial. Here I'm saying that interesting websites, and also you can make use of their flashcards and the games, exercises, and activities they offer. Let's take a look at one of the websites. This website is called vocabulary.com, and you can search for the SAT words, and you can search, and you will find here 100 top SAT words. You can find flashcards: abate, become less in amount or intensity, and you can go for the other one, and it is here abdicate. You will find the pronunciation and also the meaning: give up power, duties, or obligations. Yes. And you can go for a quiz. Okay. And you will choose for yourself. Yeah, you can create a class for yourself, and yeah, you will find what this is the exercise. I mean, you can do an exercise for yourself, and you can start taking it. Okay, and you can start taking it. Of course, because I'm a teacher, I can invite the students to have the assignments, and you can take the assignment, and I can rate the assignment of, I can see the students, as I told you. I can invite them and print a handout of the exercise. Okay, the exercise, and yeah, I can send this to the students, and they can take the quiz simply. Okay, I have to be in the mood of the student in order to take the quiz. But anyways, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna try to show you another website. Another website is called Verbal Workout, and this website, we always tell you have to read many books in order to get vocab words. So, for example, here the website offers. Let me open it for you. Here, the website offers what? Offers vocab exercises and quizzes take or on the very well-known books. You know, like these are the very well-known novels and plays that we keep stressing for you to read or recommending them for you to read. For example, To Kill a Mockingbird, you can have the vocabulary list that appeared in the story, and you can have here sample sentences for each word. Also, you can see the quiz here. You can see question 1 of 20 as used in the following example. What does the underlined word most nearly means? And here on cross-examination, their expert witness seemed less like an expert. So if you want to see the definition, you can, of course, check the definition. Cross-examination means opposing questions. Okay, generally cross-examination means the re-questioning of a witness who has already been questioned by the other side in the court. So this can help you know the definition of this expression. And you can, of course, if you don't want to show the definition and you can just choose anything, you can just try to choose any word, any answer choice, and you will get this red warning if you choose the wrong answer. Then you try another one. You try another one, opposing. Please review the definition below until the time lets you continue. This is the opposing questions. As I told you, we read the definition. So when you checked or when you marked the wrong answer, you were warned. And now I chose the right answer, and I was told that I was correct. Okay, and you can continue and so on. Definitely, you can choose any book or any the list of vocabulary words in any of the suggested books. And even if you didn't read these books, you will be knowing the very well-known vocabulary words that occurred several times in these books. It is a very beneficial website. So, and finally, I will recommend something. Not finally, because I didn't show you the quizzes website. This quizzes website is very beneficial and very entertaining. You know, you will find here, you definitely took the exercise or the activity I sent today. Match the following, and here you have to match. Okay, for example, okay, and here this one, and you can go and proceed. Here I got all of them right, and let me proceed. You can, as you can see, many of the students took the exercise today, and mashallah, most of them were able to reach the right answers. And you can choose any word, any of these. For example, if I don't know the meaning of invocation, you have to look it up and write it in your presentation or in your copybook. You don't know the meaning of impart, the same thing. Look it up and write it in your list. Also, naive, you didn't know it, write it down. So here at the church ceremony, the pastor asked for what? For the children. Here, the kind of, the part of the speech actually will help you, okay? The part of the speech. I need here a noun. So I know that naive and subtle and subtle are adjectives. Impart is a verb. Invocation that ends with tion is a noun. So it's likely to be the right answer, even if I don't know exactly the meaning of the word. Okay, so I got it right. That's how we said the part of a speech can be helpful. And so on. Here, rhetoric has to do with persuasive, impartial. You see the word that appeared in the first SAT test. Impartial, we got to know that it's unbiased. And if I'm not sure about the rest of the answers, I'm gonna try, but this is not what, if I make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, no problem. But the problem is that some people ignore or do not care to look up the words that they don't know, that are unfamiliar to them. Please look them up. Okay, if you look here at anti is a prefix that means opposing. So even if I don't know the meaning of antipodes, I can see that opposite is written here, and I know that this prefix can be helpful for me to know the meaning of this word. So I will match this with that word, and I'm gonna guess these words. Okay, and let's see if I'm correct. Yes, so you need to know if any of these words were unfamiliar to you, you have to write them down. Now, after my students finish the exercises, so I can see a report of what they have done. Okay, a report of what they have done. As you can see, all of these students took the test, and they, for example, here, some people got 13 answers correct and 2 incorrect. Here, 1 only, 2, 1. Here, let's choose someone randomly. If I choose Fairuz, I'm gonna see that she did most of the questions correctly, and the 2 mistakes here are related to archived and formidable. So you can, Fairuz, study them very well and write their meanings in order not to make any further mistakes or any future mistakes. Here also, when I talked about donation and charities, so proceeds is gonna be the right answer, not sundry. And you have to check the meanings of both words and write them down. And also here, if I want to see a report, for example, I got a report for Yusuf Muhammad, and with the date and the time he submitted, and everything is written in the report that can be in his profile, so that I can know that he is progressing well. He had a problem with any type of questions. Here also, I have this report. The names of the students are written here, and the words they had a problem with. Okay. Something I really want you to see, the list. Okay, the only list that I will recommend, guys, is the list that has the prefixes and the suffixes. So, for example, when I told you anti, if you check the prefix anti, against or opposite. So when we know that a certain word has the prefix anti, so it means there is an opposing thing going on, okay? Opposing certain opposite meaning. going on in the term that I'm trying. Okay, so try to use this, please. This list is the only list that I will recommend. Any other lists I will recommend to be of your own creation based on the different resources I listed here, the interesting websites, the books that you read, the tests that you answer. Thank you so much. Hopefully that this session was beneficial for you. The names of the books, the names of the websites, the methods I offer can help you. You know, remember the types of new words that you are not familiar with, and let them stick in your minds. Inshallah, I wish you the best scores on your trials. Thank you so much, and have a great day.